Hello, welcome to this lesson. Today we are going to look at the cell organelles. This is the second part. The first part, that was lesson 53. We were looking at organelles which included the cell membrane, mitochondria. We also looked at the rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Today in this 54th lesson, we are going to look at the nucleus. We'll also look at the chloroplast, and we may also be able to look at others that are not drawn here, like the Golgi apparatus, among others. Let us look at this chart and learn something about these organelles that I've just mentioned. These are the internal structures of organelles found in a cell. We had talked about it in our lesson number 54. We'll talk about them again in lesson number 54, and this being lesson number 53, we still need to introduce these. We have the chloroplast, nucleus, and I've not drawn them all. The ones that I have not drawn may include lysosome, cell wall, vacuole, and Golgi bodies. Let me start by talking about the ones that are missing in this chart. That is the lysosome. The lysosome is an organelle which comprises of a hydrolytic enzyme whose function is to digest worn out cell organelles. Therefore, we can say that the function of the lysosome is to digest worn out cell organelles. We also have the cell wall, even though not drawn here. The cell wall performs the protective function. It protects the inner part of the cell from mechanical damage. The vacuole being the third one, it comprises of dissolved salts and sugars which facilitate the osmotic properties of the cell. Let us talk about the Golgi bodies. That is the fourth one, which is still missing from my chart. The Golgi bodies, they appear as some intercalated bars placed on top of one another, and the function of the Golgi bodies is packaging and transportation of glycoprotein. Yes, packaging and transportation of glycoprotein. Let's look at the chloroplast. The chloroplast comprises of various noticeable parts, which include the outer membrane. The outer membrane is here. It also comprises of the inner membrane. It also comprises of the lamellae. Lamellae, or you can call them the lamella, comprise of the granum and intergranum. The granum is singular. If there are many, we call them the grana. Spelling is here. If there are many, this one is singular. So the granum is joined to other granum using the intergrana, meaning it is found in between the grana. The entire name of the granum combined with intergrana is referred to as the lamella, or you can call it the lamellae. We have the fluid part in the chloroplast, which is called the stroma, and in some chloroplasts we may also be having the fat droplets. If it is the type which secretes or produces the oil, you may have the oil droplet. And finally we have the starch grain. This one is now the product of photosynthesis as well as the fat droplet. Function of the chloroplast is, it is a site for photosynthetic reaction. So you can say it is a site in which photosynthesis takes place. let us move at this now. Let us move and move into this now. The nucleus is another organelle. The nucleus is the most important organelle in a cell because it controls all the activities of the cell. The nucleus comprises of the nucleoplasm, which is the liquid part of the found inside the nucleus. It also comprises of the nuclear membrane, the nucleolus, and the nuclear pore. All that forms the nucleus. On top of the nuclear membrane may be the smooth or the rough the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Functions of the nucleus may include controlling all activities of the cell, that is the first one. It may also take part in the process of ribosomal synthesis, meaning it synthesizes ribosomes. I think you can even see the position of these ribosomes. It is just found onto the rough meaning they are secreted from here and they are attached directly to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Another function, the third function of the nucleus, is carrying hereditary material from one cell generation to another. We can also call it hereditary information, and that is whereby you may find that individuals who came from the ancestral tree may appear to be having some common features amongst them. That is the end of lesson number 53. We'll meet in our 54th lesson, where we'll still be talking about other types of organelles. Thank you for watching the video. Please remember to subscribe to the videos.